Breaking news, an attack on the internet is upon us as America is now one step closer to TikTok being banned nationwide. What does that mean for you guys? Well, on the platform, it'll mean you'll have to say goodbye to the likes of Mr. Beast, Addison Rae, and so many more. Hey up everyone, it's me, Steph the Alternerd, your nerdy alternative, looking after Popcorn Planet whilst Andy's on holiday at the moment, and this scared me to hell and back. Breaking news, the House has passed a bill that could actually see TikTok banned in the US. It is one step closer to that actually happening now. What does that mean? Well, yeah, it means that if that happens, you guys would have to say goodbye on the platform to the likes of Charli D'Amelio, Addison Rae, Mr. Beast, and so many more. And I mean in your millions, guys, because when you look at it, Addison Rae has 88.6 million TikTok followers. You've got Mr. Beast with 93.4 million TikTok followers. Charli D'Amelio with a whopping, insane 152 million TikTok followers. And the data does show that, yes, millions of Americans would have to say goodbye to those TikTok influencers and so many more, as the data shows that the United States has the most TikTok users in the world. Over 148.9 million of you out there. So that means that you that's watching this video right now, firstly, hey up. Hi, thanks for clicking on the video and your support. Really appreciate it. But yeah, that means you right now watching this video, you either use TikTok yourself or you know someone who uses TikTok. So as far as I'm concerned, this is going to affect pretty much everyone nationwide in America. Now, this measure was passed overwhelmingly to be one step closer to TikTok being banned in America, 352 to 65. Both ends of the aisle supported this, so both Democrats and Republicans overwhelmingly supported this measure. Now, there is hope. There's a loophole. There's a little bit of a caveat here. So from what I can gather here, politicians are turning around and saying, look, we'll stop pushing for TikTok being banned in America nationwide as long as its parent company ByteDance divests, sells its interest from the company, from TikTok within 165 days of passage. And as long as it divests and sells its interest, it needs to make sure that it does so to a company, a country, whoever, who is not a US adversary, who is not a US enemy. In other words, they would need to sell their interest to someone who's a US friendly, to someone the US likes. As long as ByteDance ticks all those boxes, then it looks like the politicians are turning around and saying, we'll stop the push from banning TikTok nationwide. Now, what are the chances of ByteDance actually doing that and ticking off all those boxes? Who knows, guys? Who knows? But why this big, massive push to ban TikTok in America? Well, a lot of them, I think, are just paranoid. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. This is insane. They're calling TikTok a national security threat, citing concerns about the Chinese's ability to leverage its power over ByteDance to access sensitive user information, even in America. Something that ByteDance has, for years, actually denied is happening. They're also saying that TikTok gives the Chinese Communist Party a platform for mass influence campaign. Now, I'm sorry, not sorry here. I've been on TikTok, okay? I've seen the videos. I've seen the homepage. I'm seeing a lot of dancing, a lot of story times, a lot of singing, a lot of AI-generated stuff, a lot of silly, dumb shiz. I'm not seeing any Chinese propaganda. I'm not seeing anything that's gonna like brainwash me to be like, yay, China. So this, what the deuce? What the freaking deuce? As far as I'm concerned, they're not talking about TikTok here. They can't be talking about TikTok. This is insane. Now, at the same time, lawmakers are wary of this push to ban TikTok, and they're citing First Amendment concerns. Now, we've got a lawyer who's spoken out here, Alex Abdo. He's a lawyer at the Knight First Amendment Institute at Columbia University, and he said, quote, that law would be unconstitutional. Americans have a right to access information and ideas from around the world, including from speakers the government doesn't like. He adds that the government could actually pass laws to address privacy and data collection concerns instead. So something similar at this side of the pond. In Europe, you've got GDPR, and in the UK, you've got the Data Protection Act. All this addresses data concerns online on the internet, something that America could easily adopt nationwide. But this bill is not doing that, not the one that they've just passed. He noted the Supreme Court ruling in 1965, saying that from that it was ruled that Americans had a right to receive communist propaganda if they wished to, and any attempt to ban TikTok would actually raise similar issues. Now, opponents of the bill include young people and activists, and they have in their masses contacted Congress with phone calls and messages urging them not to actually ban TikTok. Some have actually received calls from people that are threatening to unalive themselves. It's getting pretty hairy out there. Now, there have been representatives that, as far as I'm concerned, have been absolutely courageous and voted no. You've got a representative here, Ruben Gallego, who voted against the bill, saying, as the ranking member of the House Armed Services Subcommittee on Intelligence and Special Operations, I know all too well the threat China poses here at home. So you've got a ranking member of this particular subcommittee that's voting no against this bill. That means something, guys. He says banning TikTok and limiting the freedoms of Arizonians before exploring other options is not the answer. It's vital we find a balance that both protects our national security interests and respects our fundamental rights. This is not that. You also have Representative Jim Clyburn, who's a prominent Biden ally, voting no because he says it's unfair to single out just the one company. He's basically turning around and saying, you know what? You want to do a ban? Keep the same energy. Ban all the Chinese companies. He says, quote, I got a bunch of Chinese companies in my district. They make refrigerators and all kinds of stuff. He's also acutely aware that this year is an election year. And he's saying, well, that certainly is something that I think about. And I do believe that if we're going to do this, we need to do it for everybody in every way. And so, yeah, the politicians have to keep an eye on the fact that this is an election year and they do rely heavily on the young vote. And if they do achieve their aim and ban TikTok, that could absolutely decimate the young vote for them. And a lot of young voters could be turned off to either voting for a party or just not voting at all. So they have to be extremely careful with this. You've got Representative Maxwell Frost, who at 27 years old is both the youngest member of Congress and the first Gen Z member as well of Congress. She also cited the First Amendment concerns and said the bill won't fix the serious issues we have with data privacy. Again, referencing, reflecting, essentially mirroring what Alex Abdo, the lawyer at the Knight First Amendment Institute at Columbia University, said here. If anything, I would encourage Representative Maxwell Frost to create legislation, to create a bill that actually addresses privacy and data collection concerns nationwide. For something to be, put into law, something similar to GDPR or the Data Protection Act here in the UK. She seems to, have a good head on her shoulders saying what she said here. Let's put it that way. But guys, yeah, the scary thing about it is no matter the representatives here who voted no, overwhelmingly this was passed. And so America is now one step closer to getting TikTok banned nationwide. So again, in your millions, you would have to say goodbye to the likes of Addison Rae, Mr. Beast, Charlie D'Amelio, and so many more, restricting your freedoms as to who you want to access and on which platforms you want to access as well. This is scary. This is Orwellian. This is dystopian as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, I'm hoping that the American politicians do not get their way and do not curb your freedoms, if you're watching America right now, in this manner, I just don't think it's fair at all. And I think their concerns are founded largely on mass hysteria and just absolute paranoia. Again, go on TikTok yourself, right? I don't see anything that is remotely to do with Chinese propaganda trying to brainwash me. Let's put it that way. You'll see a lot of cool stuff. You'll see a lot of silly stuff. You'll see a lot of dumb shiz stuff. I don't see anything where the Chinese are trying to brainwash me into believing, yay for Chinese, yay for communism kind of thing, right? I don't see any of that. But yeah, this, as far as I'm concerned, is absolutely an attack on the internet right now. And hopefully it just doesn't come to fruition. I've read that if it does pass, Biden will be more than happy to actually sign it into law. Yeah, America is one step closer to actually getting TikTok banned nationwide. I cannot believe those words are coming out of my gob right now. With that being said, if you appreciate this video and you want more, and of course there's going to be more, then please make sure you subscribe to Popcorn Planet, turn that notification bell to all, like this video, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever, because I'm sure you have some on this regard. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Really appreciate all your faces. And here are some videos on screen right now that you may want to clickety click, clickety click.